guys, Influenster sent me a very exciting box. If you don't know what Influenster is, it's basically a website that you can sign up for free and fill out your profile, review things, and then they will send you products for review. I have done several reviews for them in the past, and this time I nearly peed myself when I got this one. Yay! I couldn't believe it. I love Kat Von D products, I really do. So in this box is the new Lock-It Cream Concealers, the concealer brush, the setting powder, and it's supposed to have a setting powder brush, but they didn't send me that. Anyway, let's just jump into the products. So the concealers, typical wonderful Kat Von D packaging here. I love Kat Von D packaging, it's very gothic and wonderful. There are 21 colors, which I think is an amazing range, especially for concealer. Most brands do not have that many colors in concealer. And they have a pure white one, which is really cool. You can either use it if you are very, very fair, if you want some extreme highlighting, or you can mix it with other colors to try to get that perfect shade or whatever. But I just think it's really cool that it is an option. It does have a Hydra Boost complex in it, which is supposed to keep it hydrating so that it doesn't cake up and get dry on your skin. So I've been using this for a couple of weeks now, and I can tell you my experience with it. First of all, let's swatch the two colors they sent me. They sent me L7 Warm, which is a nice warm color. It is fairly light though. And I have L5 Neutral, a nice neutral shade, again, very pale. Okay, so these are the two colors. You can see the warm and the neutral, and they are very full coverage. I mean, look at that. It just looks like it's going to be crazy heavy thick, but it doesn't feel that way. And honestly, I have found that applying it with this very cool brush, let's take a moment to talk about this brush. This is the number 40 concealer brush. It has this wonderful long pointy handle here, which is supposed to be designed after a witch's broomstick. And I love this brush. First of all, I always store my brushes like this, so that works for me. I love the feel of it. I love the length of it. You can use the tail end for, you know, getting your eyeliner on a straight line there. You can also use it as a paddle to mix colors on the back of your hand, which is really nice. I think it's a fantastic brush. The bristles are very dense and very soft, and it has a really interesting shape to it. You know, it's wider this way, thinner this way. It tapers to a point in the center, but it's still a bit thicker and rounded on the outside edges. It's just a really nicely shaped brush, and it is perfect for getting in right onto your inner corner, for getting a nice close edge under your eyes. I've also been using it like to contour down the center of my nose. It blends out beautifully. It's just soft and wonderful. It works so wonderful with any cream product. I've used it for eyeshadow, for contouring, for putting on my concealer. You name it, I've used this brush, and it's awesome. I really, really love this brush. I am so sad that I didn't get the powder brush because I feel like it would have been just as wonderful. Anyway, back to what I was saying. When you apply the concealer with this brush, you don't need very much concealer at all. And this keeps it nice and full coverage as well as blending it out very nicely. But when I use my beauty blender always works beautifully to blend, but it picks up a lot more of the product. So if you do want a more sheer coverage, then use your beauty blender, you know, or whatever makeup sponge you like. That's how I prefer to put on my concealer. And you can see today I applied it with the brush and it blends out beautifully, and I really do not need that much product. I mean, honestly, I'm usually like dousing my face in concealer, and I just needed a tiny dab, and it really brightens the area. It covers really well, and then I just used the excess on my brush to get around my nose, down the center of my nose. I just needed one tiny dab to get my chin. I just love this brush. I think that it is a very well-made brush. Okay, enough about this brush. Back to the actual concealer. Is it crease proof? For the most part. Now, I have tried it with and without the setting powder. It does crease a little bit on me without the setting powder. Again, the less you use, the less it's going to crease, and I find that I use less of it with the brush as opposed to my beauty blender, but either way, it really isn't bad. I have pretty wrinkly eyes under here, you know. I'm no spring chicken, and so I do struggle with creasing. It wasn't completely crease proof, but it did a damn good job. With the setting powder, it was nearly crease proof. I mean, we're talking, it did a really good job. I was very impressed. And it lasted pretty much all day long. I do have a tendency to rub my eyes. I get allergies and they get itchy, you know, so Part of that is my fault, but for the most part, it lasted pretty much all day, every day that I wore it, and I was very impressed. I love this concealer. I really do. I love this concealer. Okay, so now for the setting powder. The setting powder comes in a big old thing like this. The little holes on the inside, can you see this? The little holes on the inside are in the shape of a star, which I think is very cute and very Kat Von D. I love this powder. I am normally not big on powder because I have dry skin and powder tends to feel very thick and heavy, and I've tried lots of really high-end wonderful powders. My favorite is probably the Bobbi Brown, but the Bobbi Brown one comes in a teeny tiny little thing like this and it's super expensive. I mean, for being a teeny tiny little thing, right? So I hardly ever use it because I don't want to waste it. This, you get a big old thing of it and it feels the same, very lightweight, not drying at all. In fact, on the Sephora website, it says that it has micro blurring technology, it is non-drying, and it is supposed to be 30% more lightweight than other powders. I think that that is true of all three of those things. You put it on and you really do get like a soft focus filter on your skin, and I barely put any on. I honestly will like tap off my brush and then put it around my eyes where I need it the most, and then use whatever's left to get around the rest of my face. And then I usually, you know, will put more on my chin, jaw area, just because that's where my makeup always wipes off. But I mean, seriously, you don't need that much. It doesn't make your skin look super matte or super dry. If you want more of a mattifying powder, this may not be the one for you, you know, I don't know. But for somebody who has dry skin and struggles with that sort of thing, I love this powder. It just feels weightless. It does a fantastic job of setting your makeup, making it last all day. It doesn't feel dry or cakey. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And yeah, sure, I got this stuff for free, but nobody's paying me to say nice things. I really do love this, and I'm pretty damn sure that when I run out of this, I will get more. And I have every intention of finding more colors of concealer because, like I said, this is very fair for me right now. And I would like one that matches my skin tone so that I can cover, you know, little spots here and there, and you know, in the winter I'll need different colors and stuff. So okay, so that's it. I think I covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some good info from it. I would highly recommend checking out the new Kat Von D concealer and the brushes and the translucent powder. I'm a big fan. All right, well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.